Hey everyone, welcome back for day two of Sundance 2021. I'm not going to go in depth on a lot of these films because I'm hoping Ryan and I will be getting together afterwards and talking about some of them. And I'll be doing some solo in depths once the hectic viewing schedule is over. But just to give you a heads up on what has been watched so far. Watch day one, you see we watched the short programs. Also watched the Summer of Soul documentary from Questlove about the Harlem Cultural Festival in summer of 1969. Really great documentary, by the way. Um, Yesterday was a 5 movie day, and that included another documentary called Homeroom about a high school in Oakland for the class of 2020, which started one way and ended a completely different way because 2020. Crypto Zoo, which was an interesting animated film uh, about fantastical creatures and the cryptozoological zoo where they were going to be displayed and hopefully protected. A horror film. It's kind of a horror film. It's in the drama category, but it's called John and the Hole. And I read the description, which is a boy puts his family in a hole in the woods and then goes back to his house and does whatever he wants. I had expected a what the fuck kind of film, and as I said on Twitter, I was not disappointed. Um, on the Count of Three, which is kind of a dark buddy comedy about two guys who have suicidal thoughts and make a plan for the day. Um, and then a horror film late last night from the midnight section called Knocking. Uh, really atmospheric, really moody, really um, minimalist in a lot of ways. Really interesting ending. Some really good performances as well. So hopefully we'll talk about that one. This morning, which would be Saturday, so technically day 3 of the festival, but Thursday doesn't really count to me. Um, I caught up on another midnight film that Ryan asked me if I watched, and I had to add to my somehow squeeze it into the viewing schedule, called Censor, which takes place in the early 90s or late 80s, when video cassettes were just becoming a thing, and the huge amount of horror and gore movies that were flooding into England. They called them video nasties, and how Britain set up a censorship department to make studios make changes or ban movies in England altogether. And it is the story of one of those censors who has a trauma in her past life, or her earlier life, not a past life. This is not a reincarnation film. And she's dealing with all of this stuff and happens across something that kind of sets off its chain of events. It's almost surrealistic in some ways, but it's really really well done. Ryan and I will be talking about that more in depth. Um, and I just finished Street Gang: How We Got to Sesame Street. So if you grew up and you ever watched Sesame Street, this is the documentary about how it actually got started. This is not a story of the Muppets. This is a story of Sesame Street, the show. And damn them and HBO documentaries who put this on. Uh, yes, we deal with two terribly traumatic events in the run of Sesame Street involving Mr. Hooper and Jim Henson. Bring tissues. We'll see if we talk about that one as well. Um, on slate for the rest of the day, 4 more films, possibly a fifth if I can squeeze it in between these premiere showings. Um, got a documentary, we got a drama, we've got another premiere, and we've got another midnight film tonight. So we'll see how that goes. Uh, and if we can, we'll be squeezing in another documentary about Wuhan. So should be a good time. So otherwise, except for a couple minor technical glitches on the streaming end from Sundance, which they fix really pretty rapidly, the virtual has been going pretty well. So it is kind of nice to just be able to sit there and blow through them. It is not the same as sitting in a theater full of people and having those reactions. But Thank you, 2020. We do what we have to do. So do what you have to do. Stay safe. Be good to each other. And we'll be back soon with day 3. And Ryan and I will be getting together soon and talking at least about a few of these in more in depth. So stay tuned and watch for those. Until next time, stay safe. Take it easy. Talk to you later. Peace.